we get it.
Okay.
Okay, right. Thank you, Harry. Nicely done. Quick and
Yes.
easy.
Okay. Okay. So you are host again.
Thank you very much.
Do you have information about your TA today?
No,
Your
we
TA for
have
today
nothing.
is okay. So TA for today is Kim. She will be here shortly.
Okay. All
Yep,
right. No, that's
right.
super. Thanks so much, Harry.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you. See you in your next class. Bye-bye.
Yes, bye. Oh, all right. Welcome, everyone. Get yourselves ready for a cup of coffee, and we will start in about 7 minutes. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Sue. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to have you with me today. I see we are live streaming. Harry's been in, and so we are hopefully ready to rock and roll. I always forget one thing whenever I'm doing this particular lesson. When I set everything up, I always forget one thing. It just doesn't work. I'm hoping today for once I've got everything organized and everything done so that we can get ourselves going and have a great class today. You haven't done this class with me before, have you?
Not yet.
Okay, good. So at least it's something different for you. You're not having to see the same thing over and over. Are you my TA later today as well?
Yes, I am.
For the African animals. Okay, good. I hope you like animals.
Yeah, Yes, I do.
Okay, well, then you should enjoy that one. It's the first of the series of African animals, and the second series is on Friday. So, yeah, I do African animals 1 and 2. That's where I come from. So that's where my love of animals started. And now that I live in
Oh,
Australia,
oh,
we've only been in Australia 3 years. Before that, we lived in South Africa.
oh.
So,
So
yeah.
okay, you're in South Africa for since birth,
Yeah,
or
for 63 years.
wow.
That was my home. And then we moved to Australia to help with my grandchildren. So, yeah, that's, and we love it here. Both Michael and I really enjoy living here. So it's awesome.
How about the
Yeah.
weather, Sue? I mean, with
Look,
Australia and South Africa.
it's hot. Look, Australia is hotter than South Africa, very much in summer. But otherwise it's quite similar in, obviously we have the same seasons, but we in South Africa, we used to complain if we got up to 30 degrees or 31, 32. That was killing. Now we get to 41, 42. So the temperature's a little hotter here. But
so hot.
but we don't have it all the time. We'll have a hot spell of a few days, and then it goes back down to 36, 35, which is still hotter than South Africa. But I like the heat. It doesn't worry me. Michael's not the greatest on the heat, so we have the aircon on for him up at the top end of the house, because that's where the aircon is. My office is at the other end of the house, so it's fine. Here comes Peggy into class.
By the way,
yes.
Sue, can you please make me a
yes,
co-host?
Just for me straight away. I will do that. I thought I had. Kim, can I ask you also to press the record button at the beginning once I start? Because I think yesterday morning I forgot to press record.
Oh, okay. You can actually press the record button now, because
okay. I've got people in class, so I will do that.
Yes.
Perfect. We're on our way.
Perfect.
Yeah, right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I recognize iPhone. Hi, Natalie. Lovely to see you. And Peggy and Sue Scott. Lovely to have all of you in class with me today. How are you today, Natalie?
Doing just fine.
I
had to unmute.
Yes, I know. If you want to unmute at any time, just for a little bit, just press the space bar. While your hands are on the space bar, you can talk. When you release your space bar, it goes back to mute. So it's quite useful. Instead of I've got to hunt for where to unmute myself. So for me, that's a wonderful way of being able to do things. All right. Good morning, Peggy. I hope you are well today. Where do you come from, Peggy?
Kansas City, Missouri, and I'm fine.
Excellent.
Wow.
I'm glad to be back to your class. They're so fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I thought I recognized your name in class. That's awesome. And Susan, how are you today? And where are you from? If you would like to tell me or type for me. Hi, yes.
Hi. Glad to see you. I'm in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
In Michigan, okay. Yeah. Does everybody call you Susan?
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly, but you can call me anything.
No, that's fine. If I'm called Susan, I'm in serious trouble.
You go the other way, huh?
Yeah, I go the other way. If I'm called Susan, oh dear, I'm serious trouble. And if I'm called by both names, I'm in even more trouble. But otherwise, I am Sue. So that's why I was asking you about that. Lovely to have you back in class too.
Good to be here.
Right. We're going to share our screen now and begin, and anybody else who joins in. First of all, I'd like to introduce Kim. Kim is my TA today. So she's there if you've got any problems. She also reminds me if you put your hand up and I haven't seen it, or you've put a message in the chat box, because when I get into what I'm doing, I often forget to look around and see who's doing what. So Kim is there. Thank you so much, Kim, for being part of the class. It really is much appreciated. So let's share our screen, find our moving toys. Today we've got a fun day with using very simple things to make things move. And in making things move, it brings the toy to, or whatever they've built, their model, to life. And that is awesome. So this is one of my favorite classes. It's what I loved to teach at school. I taught technology, and technology wasn't IT. It was how things move. How do I make a rocket go into the sky? How do I build a structure? How do I make things? And my structure class is so simple. We use four things for the structures, and you can build the most awesome structures with just popsicle sticks, toothpicks, either jelly tots or marshmallows, and pegs. And there's one more thing, paper fasteners. That's it. You can build the most amazing creations with that. And so it's so nice to be able to create, build, and make. So today we are going to be concentrating on mainly using popsicle sticks, straws, and paper. That's basically what we're using as our creating mechanisms. So they are all things you have in your home. So as you all, let me just turn this into a PowerPoint presentation. That's much better. Now I can see. Now, as you all know, we learn from each other, and I have got some wonderful ideas from people, and I've incorporated them into the classes, and I'm still incorporating more. So every time I present, there's something different or something new because I found something else that was more interesting, or so on. So every time it is different. If you would like to request a recording, it's at help@getsetup.io, but I do send you a link in my email. If you're joining by live streaming, the best way to participate is to register for the class, then you can actually take part. And our Get Set Up is not paid to promote any product. So if I do mention a product, it's just something I use along the way. Right, as some of you already know, I live in Perth, Australia. So at the moment, the time is 10 a.m. on Wednesday. You're still on Tuesday. So I'm way ahead of you. I've been an educator for 44 years and I still continue to educate today. I enjoy creating and making things. I enjoy any kind of puzzle, jigsaw puzzles, logic puzzles, mind puzzles, anything like that. Those to me are the great.
Excuse me, but do you also sew?
Do I sew? Yes, I do. I do sew, not as much as I think I was put off sewing by my mum, who was a perfectionist. And if my stitches weren't in an exact line, I had to take them out every time. Once I had my own home, I then did quite a lot of sewing. And yes, I sewed all my children's clothes.
I did too. And then they got to be teenagers and they refused to wear them.
Yes, that's right. No, I'm not wearing that. So I used to say, well, just wear it at home.
Did you ever quilt?
No, I haven't quilted. It's one of the things I would love to do. I'd love to do quilting.
I'm trying to do that right now.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, that's one of the things I would really like to do is to make, because the throws on my bed are always quilted looking, because I love that look. That look is so beautiful.
Well, I sort of did it before, and so I'm kind of trying to remember, but it's hard to remember And
You know what you do is you go onto YouTube. On YouTube, there are, or you go onto Pinterest and you put quilting in. You will
Mhm.
and then you get up a whole series of them. And it also, there are YouTubes there. And the
Oh.
YouTubes explain all the different aspects of it.
Well, I'm just
So,
trying to make pot holders, quilted pot holders.
oh, nice, nice. But that's
For
your
my
start
cousin.
because each one is a square of its own, and then so
No,
you
you
will
can make
grow
them all.
from that.
No, you can make them all different
Excuse
shapes.
me,
I'll
when
let
we
you
gonna
know.
start the class?
We're going
Yeah.
to start
Excuse me.
now, Natalie. We'll start right now.
Okay.
Right. Now, our agenda today is we're going to build rockets. We're going to do catapults and crossbows, vehicles with wheels and axles, monster munchers, robotic arms and hands, and domino engineering. Those are the ones we're going to cover. So, looking at the picture we've got right here, this I've made a miniature for you. It's better if it's made with a shoebox or even a slightly bigger box, then you've got more to go on. But a miniature is a challenge for anyone to do. And what you do is you decide, I draw with a pencil where I want to stick my popsicle sticks, and then you put them, because you need to make sure the hole is big enough for your bead or your marble to go through. If you are worried about using marbles with children and they might swallow it, do it with M&Ms. They work very nicely. The peanut ones, they are the right size, and you can use those to go through. And when it comes out the other side, they can have it as a prize. And then you can give them another one and they can play with them on this. And so you can decide how difficult or easy you want to make it. And you can also leave little spaces like I have over, which one? There. Up at the top there, I can get my bead to go in there, and I can tell them I want the bead to go there. X marks the spot. And they can go, they have to then not go out through the hole, but get it into wherever you've asked them to take it to. So you can make it into a variety of different mazes that their marble needs to get through. Very easy to make, very simple to make, and is easy to set us up and get us going. So this is your first of your moving toys, a moving marble. Right, now your second one that you have is our introduction. All you need are scissors, elastic bands, sucker sticks or popsicle sticks, as you call them in America, earbuds, split pins, paper, card, Google Eyes to make things look alive, and a few buttons or other things that you've got lying around that you may need. Bottle tops is another one that make it easy for you to do things. So let's have some fun. Are you ready to build rockets? Right. Our first one is a simple rocket. All you need is a balloon and a straw. What you do is you blow up your balloon and you attach your straw with a piece of sticky tape to the top of it. Now, the children will work out that the longer the straw, the more stable their rocket is. But they can experiment with just a little piece and then a bigger piece and see what is best for them and how fast their rocket can go. You then take a piece of cord, of any kind of cord, attach it to something at the opposite end of the room, and then thread your cord through your straw. So all you do is just thread it through your straw. Mine has gone funny at the end, so I'm hoping it'll go through. Yeah, there it goes. Keep twisting, knowing my luck it won't go through. Yeah, there we go. And now it's attached. Now, when you've got it nice and firm, you will then release your balloon and your balloon shoots right up to the top. This one won't because I've got a very small balloon here. Let's get this one to just, oops, because it's short, they will discover it just goes like that. Long straw, and it takes off up that thing as fast as possible. They can have balloon races. They can see how big the balloon has to be as to how far the balloon can go. And they experiment for themselves. But they have such fun with just a balloon, a straw, and a piece of string. It makes the most awesome rocket. And away it goes.
I like that.
They all
I
play
like
with
this.
it. You like that one? That's
Yeah.
simple, Natalie. Very easy, very simple, and easy to go. The second one we're going to make is the rocket at the bottom here, this rocket here. Again, all you need is a fat straw. Now, I've discovered you get fat straws, and I can't even buy the medium ones anymore. In Australia, they seem to only have fat straws in these minute little skinny things, and it's very difficult to put anything up those skinny ones. I've got to push it up with a skewer because it's so thin and so skinny. But what you've got here is a piece of fat straw. And then over the top of that, I've just taken some pretty sticky paper and I've closed up the top. You need the top closed, and then I've put sticky tape around to make quite sure it stays closed, and because that is where the air has to stop in order to send it up to Mars. You then add some little fins. They are only there really for show, or to be able to hold your straw up nice and straight so that your straw can stand. And I have used 2 little bits of plastic, but you can also use the soft rubber. I've got little packs of soft rubber that I bought. I can cut that and put that on as well. Anything that is firm, you can use as the legs of your rocket. And then you take a thin straw, a straw that is thinner than the straw that you've got, because you can't do it with the same size straw. It doesn't work. Last time I didn't have a thin straw and I tried with the thick straw and it went nowhere very quickly. So you put your thin straw up your rocket. Now, if you stand your rocket near the edge of the table so that the hole is visible, you can then go below the table. I just want to, whoopsie, put it so that it, oh, come on. Make yourself, stretch yourself and bend nicely. Oh, that's better. But he wasn't bending very well. There we go. I've now got it on my straw, but you can also do it like that. You've got it resting on your straw. Can you see? Yes. There goes my rocket.
Oh, I like that.
Sometimes it goes one way. If you've got a thicker straw than this silly little thin thing, it goes a lot further. But I can't find those at the moment. I'm still looking for them. So I have to put up with a baby and a big one, but that's how it works. But they love it. They send their rocket. If it hits them in the face, so what? Doesn't matter. Their rocket has taken off, and it's very easy for them to make. So they make their rocket and away goes the rocket. We then can make a paper rocket. And this one I actually make in my paper clasp because it's got quite a few folds to it. The folds are not difficult to make. It ends up starting like, just get that. It's just some very simple
excuse
paper
me, but
folds.
is that a form of origami?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you can make your rocket. That's why I do it in my paper class. And then you just pop it open. So now I've got a rocket that stands. Again, I take my straw. This time I'm taking no, not that one. Find a different straw to that one. That one's a little too thick. Find myself a straw. Put my straw inside my rocket. He's gone. your rocket takes off into the sky. So you are the power behind your rocket. The harder you blow, the further your rocket will fly. And then we've got kind of a different form of rocket. And this one we make with just 4 popsicle sticks. Oh, just dropped my, I've got another one, it's okay. 4 popsicle sticks, 2 popsicle sticks joined together going across, and 2 popsicle sticks going from top to bottom. You put the second popsicle stick nearer the top than the bottom of your first popsicle stick, and on your top popsicle stick you stick a piece of straw, usually a fatter straw, so that you can fit the earbud through. You want your earbud to be able to go through. You then take
Australia.
a strong elastic band, and you take it across the back round the popsicle stick. Now, in order for it not to immediately go to the center, because you don't want it in the center, I've just put 2 buttons. They stop the elastic band from going into the center. And so all I've done is wound it round. Now, I take this elastic band and I pull it backwards. I'm going to put in my earbud, and now my earbud and I've got a strong elastic. Children, you might not use as strong elastic to do it. Now I'm pulling it back. As you can see, it is inside its straw barrel, if you want to call, oops, it's come out the straw barrel. I want it in my straw barrel, and I release. Down the passage it went. Wow, gone. Let me try another one for you. Let me just pick it up. Grab you.
This is the one she's doing right now. She's shot those already.
What is she shooting?
These are rockets you make.
What is she shooting there? You said she's.
She's shooting this. That she loads the
right. My sucker sticks. My Q-tip is in. I'm ready to go. Down the passage. Oh, no, that one didn't go down the passage. He stayed. Let's take him out and move him up. Why didn't he go? Let's get it straight. You need to hold it straight. There he goes, down the passage. He's gone. All the way down my passage went my rocket. So you're using things like Q-tips for the children so they can't harm other people. If you get hit by a Q-tip, you are less likely to get hurt than if you shoot something else. So we always choose something soft to shoot. So there goes this is a lovely one, and it always shoots. It works every time. And if you've got little hands, you might not use such strong elastic bands. It may not shoot quite so far, but it's easier for them to pull back, because if you've got a strong elastic band, it's firm to pull. Older children, they obviously want the stronger elastic band and seeing how far they can go. You can then measure. They can measure and see whose one flew the furthest. You can color the end of your Q-tips with food coloring. So this one's got a blue Q-tip and that one's got a red Q-tip and that one. So they know exactly whose one is which. And they can then go out into the garden or out into the field and play with these. And they really work so well. So those are just 4 different types of rockets that you can build. Who's going to try a rocket with their children or themselves? I have just as much fun making them myself. All right. And you're going to try, Natalie?
I'm going to try one, Sue.
Good. Susan, are you going to try one?
I'm going to try that balloon.
You're going to try the balloon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. If you're going to try the balloon as well, that's awesome. Right, now let's continue. Now we're building some catapults and bows and arrows. The simplest and easiest bow and arrow to build is with just a popsicle stick. If you want to make it, it actually works better if you soak your popsicle stick in water for about 20 minutes. You can then bend your popsicle stick into whatever shape you want. You can actually make it round by putting it in a glass, just so that it keeps its shape. But you can make it so it bends, and it's much better if your bow is bent, because a natural bow is bent. So you bend your bow, and your bow is beautifully bent. You then take some string. I just made 2 little nicks on either end, just so that my string stayed in one place. And then I tied my string and just put a dot of glue on it to make sure that the knot didn't come undone. And now I can release I can shoot my bow down the passage. I have to go and fetch all my ammunition at the end of the lesson. So it's very easy to make. Just a popsicle stick.
I've got a suggestion for future classes.
Mm.
Pot holders, the weaving of pot holders.
Yes, that's part of the paper one. I do weaving.
Okay.
And also in my
Is that
plastic.
Is that part of the toilet paper one?
No, it's one called paper and tin cans and paper.
Okay, and then another
also
one,
the upcycling of plastic is another one. I do
another one
weaving.
you could do would be an origami class.
Yes, I have asked to do an origami class. That will be coming. Thank you so much. Those are both very good suggestions.
I will see you there.
Oh, good. Right. Your catapult, you can build a catapult very easily, 4 popsicle sticks.
So can I ask you something? Can I ask you something?
Sure,
Them,
Natalie.
popsicle sticks, they come in all colors?
Yes, you can buy them in plain or multiple color packs.
Oh, okay then. Thank you.
You can get them in color packs, which is lovely. You then don't have to paint them if you don't. You can let the children paint them, but they come in all colors as well as plain. So you just buy them by the pack in colors. So I have 3 popsicle sticks going across because I need some height stuck together. And on top of that, I place 1 popsicle stick on top, 1 below, quite near the front, as you can see. Taking an elastic band, I then tie the elastic band diagonally on this one and a different elastic band diagonally the other way. So that holds this in place, because this is what is needed for the catapult. I then stuck a lid of a bottle on the end, and that is what I release. I can do something soft like a cotton bud. Oh, yeah, cotton bud, I think you call them that. You pull this down and release, it's gone. Or I can take my little koala, who actually is on a key ring, and he can also go for a journey into.
Or you could also use marshmallows.
Oh yes, and you can use Smarties, you can use M&Ms, you can use a variety of things, and the children really enjoy that, playing with that. I did have my grandchildren doing something they shouldn't. The one was shooting and the other one was trying to catch it, and I said, "You're going to choke," but they were slightly older than the little ones, and they were prepared to take the chance on seeing if they could catch it. And the younger ones were allowed caught it with their hands, and if they could catch it, they could eat it. So those are lovely ones that you can do as well. I see Bill is from showing Bill from Stacy. Thank you, Stacy. You're showing somebody our classes in Australia. That's awesome. Lovely to have everybody in the classes. Now, we have got other catapults you can make using your popsicle sticks. You can even make a catapult inside an old tissue box using 2 pencils and an elastic to pull it. You let it go, and when you You push it in, and then you let it go, and it shoots up. If you are doing the bow and arrow in the top right-hand corner, that must be done under supervision, because that they can have a target place, they can shoot a target for the older ones, but under supervision, because anything that is big and long like that can hurt others. You can obviously put a cork on the end of the arrow, so that the person gets hit by a cork. It's less dangerous than being hit by anything else. So if you choose something that will soften the impact, because boys will be boys, whether you tell them, ask them, whatever, as soon as you turn your back, the boys will be doing what boys do. So if you have taken the precaution to put something soft on the end, it at least softens the impact when they are doing what they shouldn't. Although if I catch them, the bow and arrow is gone. It's confiscated for a bit of time anyway. Right, any questions on catapults, bows and arrows? Yes, Natalie. Ah, you like that? Okay, that's fine. Right, wheels and axles. I will do a whole class on wheels and axles. So I'm just touching on wheels and axles today. Wheels and axles are one of the most interesting ones that children can use. Just bottle tops make the most amazing wheels. If you take 2 bottle tops and you join them together, I just want to grab the other one. You take 2 bottle tops and you join them together. They make a really beautiful wheel. This way, it's not as attractive. It depends. If they're wanting to make something that really looks good and is attractive, you join 2 bottle tops together. 2 bottle tops then makes a perfect wheel, and you just put your skewer through that and your wheel will go. Your axle is always a straw. Your straw is your axle. Using a straw, any kind of straw is your axle, and then you put your skewer through it. Your skewer is then free to move. And because your skewer is free to move, your vehicle will move, whether you push it or whether you attach some string to it and pull it. Little children love to pull their toys along. You can make it go in many different ways. When I was growing up, this cotton reel was, I have no idea what the English version is. It was called a tolletjie. That was an Afrikaans word in South Africa. I actually have no idea what it's called in English. But what you do is you take an old cotton reel, you put an elastic band through the cotton reel and a gem clip at the end. Make sure the gem clip does not stick out over the end of the cotton reel. That is the one thing you have to be careful of. With your elastic band, you take it through the cotton reel and attach it to anything, a straw, a pen, a pencil, a stick. It can be anything. And then you wind it up on using the side that's got the pencil or whatever it is. You wind it as tight as it'll go, put it down, and this thing then walks along the floor. And it's quite amazing. You don't think that something that's short on one end and tall on the other end will move. It does. It moves every time. So you have this moving vehicle that walks down the floor. You can also just make cars with toilet rolls and even paper wheels, but it must be card wheels so that they're strong enough. You can use anything that's round as a wheel. Milk cartons, cream cartons, you can use tin wheels. If you've got all your bottle tops from your glass bottles, those ones, they make awesome wheels as well. You've got paper that comes together, paper plates, plastic plates, joined together, they make wonderful wheels, and that you can roll up and then you pull your string hard and this thing then just takes off down the pathway. So there are all different ways of doing things with wheels, but that I want to concentrate on at a different time. So we will come back to that very definitely in the future. Now, gears and pulleys. People, when you start looking at things, children look at their bicycle and they go, how does it make it easier? When I press this button on my handle, suddenly I can pedal much easier, or it's more difficult, or how does that work? Now, looking at it on a bicycle, it's quite involved. You've just got these things going on top of each other. So you can make a very simple gear by taking 2 circles of cardboard and attaching them to some corrugated card. So it almost looks like a wheel. You can make big ones, you can make small ones, and then you just use your pins that you put into your pin board, the long ones. They don't even need to be long ones. And you put those in the center of each of your ones. And as you twist so that a whole thing moves, I find that if I put it on a piece of card and I make sure I've got my pin that I'm twisting is long enough to be in the card so that it keeps your gear in the right place. Otherwise, your gears are inclined to move. So it goes through into the card. So it's now in a fixed position. And then you twist that, it will make all the others turn. And the children find it fascinating that if they turn the little one, it makes the big one turn. And because they think the other way, they think you need a big to make everything move. No, you can turn the middle one and that'll make all the ones on either side move. And so they get the idea of how a gear works. And once they've got that, they then go look and see what uses gears. There are so many things. Your clock, it uses gears. And you can look around the house and see what uses gears. You'll be surprised just how many things do. We just don't think about it. You can also build it out of bottle tops and popsicle sticks. By just cutting your popsicle sticks all the same size, you can use different size bottle tops. And then just by turning one, it turns all of them. And it can turn it going up the side of the box as well, so it doesn't have to lie flat. As long as they're touching, they will work. And so they will learn the different ways of using a gear. Then we go and we look at a pulley. You think of the curtains at the theater, they open and close. Your curtains at night, some people have got pulleys. I've got blinds. I have a pulley system for my blinds. How does the pulley system work? We start first with ourselves as the pulley. So you get a little round plastic tub and you put a piece of string through the tub and so that you can hold it. Under the tub, you take some magnets. Now, I often get in the post a magnet that I can put on my fridge with names and numbers of companies. I take that and with a single hole punch, I cut holes, or I can cut little squares. It really doesn't matter. And I put them under the plastic container with the magnetic side facing outwards. You then take your gem clips or anything else that's metal and you put it underneath. And what they do is they lower it. They are the pulley. They go down, touch, pull up, and all of a sudden here come all these gem clips up with it. And they are amazed. They have now become this pulley. They've picked up the gem clips, just like a crane does. You put it down, you pick it up, and you move it. And then they go and find, what can I move? What's too heavy? What's too light? What's not made of metal that I thought was metal? Can I pick up bottle tops? The metal bottle tops, can it pick that up? And so they experiment and play with that. And they also find that if they put things inside, how can I lift? Can I lift this? It's too heavy. Can I lift this? This is lighter. I can lift it. I am the pulley system. You can also then move from that to building your first pulley. And that is using 2 roller towels, which you cut a little, almost like a V in it, at the top on either side, so that you can put your straw through it. So your straw goes through the one. You then, what I do is I go and find at the haberdashery shop, I go and see which ones of the rolls have got only a little bit of ribbon or whatever on it. I use it for all the things I'm making anyway, and then I can get myself a roll, one of these rolls. I can then put that onto the, it should go on, yep, there it is. It goes on, and I have my paper coming down. I put the other one on this side. I've now built a pulley system. Try and stand it on my hand. And then let's move it up a bit so you can actually see it. There we go. There's my pulley system looking like it should. Right, now I then turn this and up comes my ribbon. I turn it this way and down goes my ribbon. You can put a little basket at the bottom. They can then lift things and lower things. So this is their first mechanical pulley system that they make. Oh, it changed places. I bumped something, sorry. So you can build the way that ribbon one is. You can build the way my one is. It's very, very simple to do. And so they can start experimenting with their first pulleys. And they really enjoy that. No matter what age they are, they like playing with their pulley systems.
I've got another idea. What about how to make meals into children's foods? Like
I do snacks for grandchildren.
Like pancakes could be a snowman.
Yes. Oh, you must see what.
I think you should have a class in that.
I do. It's called Simple Snacks for Grandchildren.
Oh, that would be cool.
It's a really cool one. It's all sorts of things exactly like that. So you will enjoy that. Natalie's been in that class.
Yes, and I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah,
you loved it?
Yeah, she loved it. She really enjoyed it.
Do you use peanut butter and jelly?
Peanut butter or nut butters if people are allergic to butters. You've got to be careful at times. Yeah. No, we use all sorts. It's wonderful. We make the most amazing things.
Cool.
Right. Now, the next thing that we've got is our levers. We've got simple levers. Children love things that move. So we start with the first lever that we've got is with your very young children, you use a peg. And all you do is cut a shape, cut it in half, and now you attach it to the peg and it opens and closes. Give it a Google eye, and now he's suddenly come alive and he's ready to eat anybody or anything. So he is your first simple lever that you do with him. Then when we finished with that, we move on to a slightly more difficult or interesting one. You use your cereal boxes. They work very well indeed. You cut them into strips. They can be, I've made them short so that you can see what I've got, but you can make longer ones. I cut them into strips of about this size, and you make 3 marks on them, one at each end and one in the center. You're going to be using your split pins in this exercise. What you do is you take your, I've put it closer to the end just so that I've got space. You put your paper fastener through 2 different ones. They can actually be opposite each other like that. And you will then put your split pin through and close it at the back. I've moved this one slightly further down so that I've got more leverage. And I only wanted to make a small one. At the top, I've attached my head that I want to move. Now I can make him jump at you. He jumps out at you. So using your lever, he now becomes a much more firm lever and cutting. Then we can make an even longer version. We can make a crocodile. My crocodile is made with the split pins being in the correct place. 1, 2, 3. And the same on this side. 1, 2, 3. And you keep going up and down with a crossover. Very easy to do. You cross them over. And then the last one, you add the head of whatever you are wanting. Now, this one goes really far. He opens his mouth really wide and he can go. And the longer your lever pieces, the further he will reach. And you can have them biting all sorts of things. They can try and pick up things, but they really enjoy working with these levers. They are so simple and you can use them from little kids right up to your teenagers. Your teenagers can then do the one that's in the middle of the page that we have got. It's there. This now, they've got to think. You want the man to open his mouth and you want him to put something in his mouth. So now you've got 2 levers that are working and they've got to work in unison so that they get them to work. This is a project for the older children to try and work out. They really enjoy working on it. They really enjoy thinking about how to put it together. And they can be given a clue that the top one is fastened. It doesn't move anywhere. And you can see this one here also doesn't move. So it then allows the next one to do all the moving. But they've got to work it out and design it for themselves. And it's great. They really, when they can get the man to put something in his mouth so that they've got 2 levers going, that is a really good challenge for the older children. Children love working with robots and robotic arms. So you can make a robotic hand. And this is great fun to do. All you need is your own hand and some firm cardboard. This was my prototype. I will make a much stronger one in the future, but this was my prototype that I made. And if you see, if I pull on all the fingers, I've got to find which fingers which, they all come into the center. This one's not pulling. Okay, he needs to be bent. Okay, now all my fingers will turn in and I've got everybody coming into the center. To make this, you take your hand and you draw just bigger than your hand. Onto the hand, you make the marks of where each of your folds in your fingers are. So there are 2 folds in the baby finger, the ring finger, the middle finger, the pointer, and only 2 folds in the thumb. Now, once you've done that, you actually fold on those folds because that's how you close your fingers. They fold on the folds. I then attach a piece of string to the top of each finger. I glued it and I stapled it because I really wanted it to stay there, but glue actually will work, but because I'm using mine often, I've decided to staple it as well. You can paint the nails of the hand afterwards and nobody will even know those staples are there. You then cut little pieces of straw. They must be smaller than the size of the fold in the finger. They must be smaller than that because you need to be able to close over. If they are the same size, the one above won't be able to close because there isn't space. So rather the smaller than bigger. your pieces, and you stick each of those on with sticky tape all the way around the finger. It really doesn't matter. You can paint it afterwards and you won't be able to see it. So you sticky tape each of the little finger joints onto your hand. Once you've done that, you thread each thread through. Now you can put a different thread for each finger. If you have different colors, you can have different threads for each finger. And then, so you know exactly which finger you are pulling on. I've only got one threaded here at the moment. So what you do is you've got those fingers, and now what you do is you pull on each one, and you find out that's my thumb. My thumb is turning in. This one is my middle finger. He's not paying attention. He doesn't want to come down as much, but there he comes. He's coming down. There's my ring finger. My ring finger is coming down. My pointy finger is coming down, and my baby finger is now coming down. I can pull on all of them, including the one that doesn't want to come down. Oh, being very rude, putting up his finger like that. But that is such fun for the children to make their own robotic arm, and then they can go and grab things with their robotic arm, and they really enjoy it. It is a challenge. With little ones, you really need to help them bit by bit. The older children, you leave them to experiment. And even the little ones, if they ask for help, you give it. If they don't ask for help, let them try for themselves. I've got a granddaughter who says, can't do it within 2 seconds. And then I say, okay, well, I'm doing mine. And then she peers over at what I'm doing and goes, I think I can do that. And then she starts to do her. And as soon as she starts, suddenly she doesn't need any more help. She's now got her own ideas going. So don't let them give up very easily, because a lot of children say, including my granddaughter, she's the worst. She wants to give up before she started. She wants what we're doing, but doesn't want the work that goes with it. But as soon as she starts, then she is away, and she creates the most amazing things, which you can see in the building structures class. There are some awesome structures that are built by the children, and they really do enjoy doing that.
I have one more idea.
Yes, good. I love these ideas.
I bet you're mad at me.
No, not at all.
All right. Well, what about having children make gifts for Mother's Day for their mothers and for Father's Day for their fathers?
Awesome. There are a lot of things that we do in our children's toilet rolls and our paper one. There's lovely things to make as well.
Oh, so you think that those can be used for that?
Oh, yes.
Also would be gardening for children.
Yes, there's lovely garden ideas that we do in the Upcycle Garden that children can do as well. So there are lots of those ideas for you in all the different classes. You will see there's a great deal of stuff that can be done and can be used for all sorts of occasions. I will be doing a class probably in starting in October, all sorts of Christmas decorations for us to make and for the children to make. That's what I'm already planning, but I'll only release it in October. So, all right. Our last one is a domino challenge. You know how children place the dominoes and they press one and the dominoes go bing, 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 bing. Well, this is a bigger version of that. They create their own stand. They've got a popsicle stick and they've got 2 wooden clothes pegs. They make a whole series of these. You can either set them a number, or you can let them make as many as they want. And then they place them and push the first one down. First of all, they do it in a straight line. And they see, oh, yeah, they all go down. One after the other, they fall. Then you set them a curved path. Now they've got to work out where to put each one of them, because now they're not touching easily flat, 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 flat. How do I do it now? And they then have to work out how to follow the path and be able to use their popsicle sticks in the most economical way. At first, they can just use them. Then you can limit them. You can say, with 10 of these, I want you to follow this path. Now they've got to work out exactly where to put them in order to hit one to make all of them fall down. So young ones would be just straight lines, and they make long rows, and they go uphill a little bit and down a little bit. As long as it can stand, it can go, and they love it. It doesn't obviously go up very high. It's just a slight incline and will allow it to go up and down and undulate. And so they really enjoy doing that. And by building these, this is your starting of building structures. And then from here, we go on to far more interesting structures, tall ones, short ones, flat ones, heavy ones, and so on. So those are just some of the moving toys that we're doing with children today. Any questions about what we've done? Right. Now, if you've got any comments, ideas, please put those ideas into the chat, the feedback, because all of those are taken then and used to be able to make more lessons. I do have 19 classes now. Some are for children, some are for adults. I've taken my toilet roll one, and I've made 2 different classes, one for adults, one for children. And so we've got a multitude of different things, because that was one of the feedbacks, was they wanted more adult things. So that's fine. I turned it into an adult class too. So there are very many things that you can learn.
What about making toys for your pets, entertaining your pets?
Oh, that's a good one. I haven't thought about
Because
that.
Those are easy, and animals are easily entertained.
They are, and I've got 2 dogs, so I can try them out on my dogs.
Well, I've got a cat. I've got 2 cats. I've got 2 cats. He's very, very, very playful.
That's an excellent idea. I will certainly look into that one. That will be a fun one to do. Right. Now, if you would like to get a recording, you can get it at help@getsetup. And I will be sending you an email afterwards. If you are interested, there are plenty more lessons in this kind of idea. And also the cooking one has got lots of cooking and making pictures with your food type ideas. All of those are available. So I really hope to see all of you again in another class. Anybody got anything they'd like to say? Hi, Melinda. Nice to have you in class. I didn't see you coming in. Lovely to see you too. Right. Anybody? Yes, Natalie. Pleasure, Natalie.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Oh, good. No, it's great that you were able to enjoy it and get some
very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Peggy. Lovely to have had you in class too. And Melinda and Susan.
Thank you so much.
No, pleasure. And thank you, Kim, for being in class too.
You're very welcome, Sue. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. I hope to see you soon. Bye, Natalie.
Bye, Sue.